All right. We're ready to go ahead and give the review for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, episode 9, which finished out the season. Before we get started, though, a couple things. Number one, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I am as well. So, that being said, if you want to come up here and have a conversation, if you want to go ahead and comment, if you want to have a discussion, let's do that. Let's have some fun. But if you're coming here with the sole intent to troll, just to stir some stuff up, no, we're not going to do that. So, I have to remove any comments that have to do with anything of that, to go ahead and bring up any negativity on there. Doesn't mean you can't have something negative to say about it. That's fine. But yeah, let's not do any trolling. So that being said, the only other thing that I've got is I do these reviews pretty much in depth on each episode that's out there. So whenever I do, there are spoiler alerts in here. So I'm going to go ahead and start off right now by going in and saying spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. You have been warned. All right, so we're going to be going into She-Hulk Attorney at Law, episode 9, which is the finale to season 1. And first off, I understand and know that you can see through me right now. That's all part of the thing because we're breaking that fourth wall, even on talking about the fourth wall. Is that like 8 walls? Math. Anyway, so with She-Hulk Attorney at Law, we've got episode 9 comes into play. And as soon as it starts up, she's in prison because she hulked out and went apeshit on the other one, the past episode. Uh, so much is going on so fast through here that you kind of look at it going, did I miss something? Did was there an episode that I missed or something? No, not at all. Once they get to the point where she is at Emil Blonsky's place, I don't know what you would call that thing actually, but she ends up showing up at the same lodge where the group of people that are trying to figure out a way to kill her and take over the world, yeah, they're all there. She finds out that Todd is actually running the thing. She also finds out that Emil Blonsky has been the abomination and has been, actually changing on purpose. He says that he is a motivational speaker for certain people. He said he does it for the money, which I thought was kind of funny, actually, that was even thrown in there. And then we see that Banner shows back up, comes down. He said he comes back from space, thought something was wrong with her. He wants to help handle it. Whole big riot thing starts up. And she breaks the fourth wall and says, wait a minute. This isn't right. Something's off here. The greatest thing happens. She ends up breaking the fourth wall to the point where she actually exits out of the it's the startup menu for Disney Plus. She actually exits out of one of the panels there into another panel to where she can go to Marvel Studios, walking through there. Once she gets to the front desk, she has to sign an NDA, which is 20 miles long. She's scrolling through with her finger trying to get to the end of it. By the time she does and she signs it, the guy hits the alarm, which I thought was funny as well because, why go through the NDA if you're just going to go ahead and get arrested anyway? But legal is legal. Now, of course, who's going to take down She-Hulk, especially in our world at Marvel headquarters? So security comes through there and she just has a blast with them, just tossing them around, and ends up meeting Kevin. She wanted to have a meeting with Kevin. Kevin is not the Kevin that we have seen at D23, the Kevin we've seen at certain conventions. No. Kevin is an AI form robot that has been learning everything by watching all of the movies and everything all together and creating algorithms to create the best content, episodes, and everything for the fans because Kevin knows best. That should be a series in itself. Kevin knows best. So anyway, she proceeds to go ahead and go through her court case on why she should be able to go ahead and dictate how this thing ends. She ends up making some very good points on there, to the point where Kevin goes ahead and reciprocates by going and allow her to go ahead and have her ending on here. Her ending was great. Emil ends up, sorry for his actions and everything on there, so he takes responsibility. 10 years in prison is what he gets. The same prison maximum security deal that he was in before. Todd ends up getting arrested. Doesn't have any powers or anything, because it's not like he, ever took the serum and had a chance to do so. Bruce never made it there at that time. At that time, she did ask for one other thing. She asked, I'd like to, if I could have any more time with Matt Murdock, would be great, because we all know that she had some fun with him. And he ends up showing up at the very end, ready to battle bad guys, but there's no bad guys to battle. So if he's there already, why not just have him spend a week with her at her family's place? Sure. Uh, a very awkward family dinner going on. That gets even more awkward whenever Banner does show up from space and says that he would like to introduce his son, Scar. I got nothing to say on that one. I don't. I mm, no, no. And to finish it all up, we have the after credit scenes, which we haven't had for several episodes, and we finally get one here where Emil Blonsky is in the maximum security deal. Wong comes in and says, "You ready to go? Got your stuff packed?" Packs up his stuff. Asks him, what are the policies in Carmitage, and does it have Wi-Fi, and does it have, how do you fend for food, that kind of thing. Just goofy little questions like that. But the overall synopsis is Wong just broke him out of this maximum security prison. So since we got the official word that season 2 is already in process for She-Hulk, which I'm excited about, by the way, because I will be reviewing that one as well. It looks like Wong is going to be on the top of their list to go after, to go ahead and bring into court and to prosecute. See what happens on that end. That could be a lot of fun. The entire series as a whole, absolutely loved it. Yep, I'm going on record. I'm saying it. Absolutely love the entire series. Why do I love a series that's like this, that's so goofy, that's so far-fetched, that's so based on the comics? Yep, I went there. Pick up a comic. If you look at her comics from in the past, absolutely. I've even talked to some of the creators who have worked on the comics. Yeah, exactly. Me, little old me, has been able to talk to people who have worked on those comics, and they even said that they could not believe the stuff that has been stirred up from this, uh, especially whenever people don't read the comics, but yet they want to go ahead and bash everything that's out there. So here's my point in all this. The reason I say we don't allow the trolling and everything on there is because one thing that's bad about trolls, they love to come in and talk the mess, but they can't walk it worth anything because they don't do any research. They don't do the work. They just like to go out there and throw stuff out there, and so much it'll hit people in the process, and then they like to run afterwards because they don't want to take any responsibility for it, but they like to go ahead and act big and bad. So if you're going to do it, make sure you have something to back it up with. Because as far as this series is concerned, I'm all over this. She-Hulk Attorney at Law definitely gets my approval on this. I'll be looking forward to season 2 and whatever else they decide to do in that realm with this. Now, going goofy in some of the other movies, I don't approve of so much because it's not based so much on the comics that way. But this one, it's kind of like Deadpool. Had to have been done this way, couldn't have been done much better. And as far as the lead actress, uh, absolute perfect pick on there. She has got a role in this similar to a certain person who was Iron Man. Yep, I went there. So she leads that role, fills those shoes, very large shoes at that, whenever she is in her larger form, shall we say. But she did an amazing job. Kudos to her, and would love to be able to chat with her about it in the future. You never know what's going to happen with Just Jen, no, with She-Hulk Attorney at Law. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time on this. And if you're enjoying this content, remember, like, subscribe, and share today. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content we've got going on. We may have finished up with She-Hulk Attorney at Law. We may have finished up with Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. We still got Andor going strong right now with, I believe, 6 more episodes to finish out their season. And I've got another series that I'll be starting this week that I am excited to release that you're going to have to go ahead and make sure you subscribe and watch to find out what it is, because I've been waiting a while for this to happen. And now that it has, and I watched the first episode, I'm absolutely hooked. So until next time, I always got to ask, what's in your watch list?